Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. I'm CJ LeMaster, your digital news desk host for WLBT Plus and your lead investigative reporter here for WLBT. I hope your Thursday is going well. It's been a little bit of a busy one here. We actually have one thing we're going to talk about today, and it's something that is still going on right now at the state capitol, and it involves the city of Jackson. Of course, there were a number of meetings today. The earlier ones involved the city of Jackson. Right now, there's discussion involving Canton Municipal Utilities, and actually that is just finishing up. We want to show you a live look now, courtesy of this is right now in room 113 at the state capitol building. As you can see, members of Canton Municipal Utilities and others just wrapping up. This is a full day, a slate, if you will, of meetings involving the House Select Committee on Capital City Revitalization. What we're going to talk about today, though, is Jackson Mayor John Horn, who met with the committee this morning at 10 o'clock. We had photographers there. We had reporters there. I was there helping to cover it as well. And we want to kind of give you an idea of what's going on, what took place, what came out of it. Because if you live in the capital city, or if you have a business in the capital city, then what happened today should directly concern you. If you live outside of Jackson, but you come here for work, or you come here for nightlife, or you come here for some of the many events that go on in downtown each and every year, then this concerns you. It also concerns you, frankly, if you don't really have many connections to Jackson, but you live in these bedroom communities that surround it. Because as you probably have heard this analogy before, if Jackson is the tree trunk and the branches are Madison, Pearl, Ridgeland, Flowood, Brandon, etc. A vibrant capital city helps all of those other cities grow as well. If the capital city was to do worse, if it was to shrink, if you will, as population has been shrinking for a number of years, then those surrounding cities would eventually suffer because of the infrastructure and because of the framework that's here in the capital city. So we want to kind of tell you a little bit about what was going on today and what Jackson's Mayor John Horn was talking about. And we have some video from that. I want to show you a little bit of that. Mayor John Horn was telling state lawmakers how they could help Jackson amid ongoing financial struggles with Jackson Water. Now, he appeared before this committee and gave several suggestions on how the committee could actually help with those struggles. He mentioned one way, adding to the city's 1% infrastructure sales tax, which is already in place, diverting additional funds that come in and are allocated through the Capitol Complex Improvement District to provide the city with more funds. This meeting, of course, coming after we had been reporting for some time problems from Jackson Water on their financial situations. The interim third-party manager, Ted Hennepin, had really talked about that for quite a bit. You probably remember us doing stories on that. My colleague Anthony Warren has reported extensively on it. Other reporters in the WLBT newsroom have as well. Hennepin had actually been scheduled to appear before the committee today, but he was absent. He was out of town. The committee chair, Representative Shonda Yates, said that there was some sort of travel conflict and he was not able to make it. They hope to get him back at some point. Not all the committee members like the fact that a meeting to talk to Jackson Water couldn't really happen completely because the head of Jackson Water wasn't there, particularly Representative Fabian Nelson. Was a little perturbed because they had a lot of questions to ask Jackson Water and they weren't really able to do that. Before we get into some of the things that Mayor Horn talked about, Britt is saying happy Thursday, everyone. Britt, hope you're having a great Thursday as well. Good to talk to you as well. We got many of you watching right now on our Facebook live stream and YouTube channel, also on our OTT platform. So we appreciate that. So Horn basically said that doubling the 1% tax would give Jackson an additional $14 million a year that could go towards stabilizing the water system. He expected it to take a number of years. I believe he said 10 years for it to fully be able to stand on its own. If you'll remember, this is a problem that has existed even before Jackson Water came in, but Hennepin has said even if they had 100% collections, they're not getting with everything that they're having to pay, they're not getting enough revenue back. And the city even went as far as to help pay the the city helped pay to Jackson Water's bond debt. They got about $5 million together to cover the December debt payment by using a portion of the city's modernization tax to be able to make that happen. And that payment was made earlier this month. If the city had not stepped in, then they would have lost revenue, and of course, there's a chance of defaulting on, that bond payment. So the city is the impression that we got from this committee today was that the city is doing what it can to help Jackson Water through these financial challenges. There's about $54 million that the city is trying to get, that Mayor Horn had gone to Washington to talk to Senators Roger Wicker, Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, other members of the delegation from Mississippi in D.C. to try and get that money allocated into management and operations so that Jackson Water can use it. It had already been basically given to us for that usage, but it had not been allocated in that proper way that it can be used for certain things. And so until the government shutdown is basically, resolved, that money is still relatively in limbo at this point. So that was one of the things that was discussed. They also talked about the future. What does control of the water system look like after Jackson Water, which would be in the next 2 or 3 years? Mayor Horn said that he would like to see an independent advisory board created, majority members from the city of Jackson, so the city would be able to maintain representation. Others could come from the state, but the key here is that the majority of members need to be appointed by the mayor from the city of Jackson, because it is a city of Jackson water system. And from there, of course, then that advisory board would then find a third-party entity to come in and do the management and operations of the water system. So the days of the city itself actually being in the business of controlling its own water system, at least under Mayor Horn, he does not want that. He wants there to be an independent board in place that will then pick another third party to come in and manage it. Many cities already have this model. There are not a lot of cities Jackson's size that still maintain their own water system internally through the Public Works Department. So a number of things that were discussed today, just in trying to kind of make sense of it. This is really the first time that Mayor Horn has really addressed this subject, and he had to kind of give a history of Jackson Water uh, for the members of the committee because Ted Hennepin was not here to be able to do it. There were a number of things that were discussed, including, and I'm looking at my notes here just to make sure I'm not missing anything because I was taking notes at this meeting. You probably remember the issue going back to these leaks at the zoo. There were $6.4 million worth of leaks that have totaled more than $6.4 million in past due bills. According to Jackson Water, Mayor Horn disputes that. He says there's no way that since mid-2022 that we racked up that much in a 3-year period. And so they're disputing that. He mentioned that there is no appeal process. So if you live in Jackson and Jackson Water says you have a $30,000 water bill, there's no appeal process for that. And he wants there to be one in the system going forward. And again, that is appeal process is something that a lot of city run and utilities, water departments have that when it comes to bills that may not be the resident's responsibility. It may be something faulty in the system or the meter or what have you. So those are some of the things that they talked about today. And again, this meeting is part of an all-day event of various meetings of this select committee. Even right now, they are still meeting, and they will be meeting even this afternoon. This is a live look right now at what's going on at the state capitol, courtesy of these live stream hearings that you can actually watch yourself. This, of course, you can see our photographer there, Jerome Deloche on the left side there, faithfully, covering this event for us so that we can have updates for you tonight. Our Holly Emery also there as well, covering Canton Municipal Utilities today. And you can see a number of the members of the committee at this long table here. This is something, by the way, that is also relatively new, this select committee to help revitalize Jackson. In the past, there had been a contentious relationship between the legislature and the city of Jackson in some ways. Certain members, if you would talk about like ways to help the city, there wasn't a lot of cooperation between the two entities. Some of that, some would say, was because of the former administration or other members of the legislature who don't live in Jackson and then go by perceptions. I can tell you this. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the legislative session next year, because now you have a mayor in the city of Jackson who was a state legislator for 30 plus years. And so coming from that world here, it'll be interesting to see what kind of dynamic we have when the session starts, what kind of things the city of Jackson is able to get going forward in its cooperation with the state. As the governor has said, as many other state leaders have said, the state benefits when there's a healthy Jackson. And so that is something that, again, this panel, in talking about ways that they can help shore up the city's Jackson Water's finances, or at least help bring money that's already coming into the city. How can we do that? How can we help, improve collections? How can we help these various things? It's an open dialogue to try and see if there are ways that people may not have thought of yet. And Mayor Horn brought a lot of ideas to the table. Got a couple other folks saying hi. Bobby Robinson saying happy Thursday, everyone. Hope you're doing well, Bobby. Good to see you. Torsia Woods, hello, everyone. Hope y'all are enjoying this Thankful Thursday. It's nice outside. I like that. Thankful Thursday. It's good to remember that. It's good to be, we should always be thankful and not just think about it on certain days, on Sundays or on Thanksgiving. We should do that every Thursday or every day, frankly. Melissa Price saying hello, everyone. And Melissa, it's good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. And it's today, our subject as far as talking about this, sometimes we'll talk about a variety of stories. It was important to just make sure that we show you what's going on at the state capitol and what's going on in the capital city, even if you don't live in Jackson, because it boils down to a lot of things. It boils down to just making sure that the city, as the city rebuilds its confidence and residents' confidence, people's confidence who live outside the city, confidence of those in the legislature, then you may see Monday more opportunities coming to the city. And of course, we'll be covering every bit of that if and when that happens. And as someone who lives in the capital city, listen, hey, you want your city to thrive and you want your city to be successful. And so we will see what comes out of these meetings. And if there's anything else that, if you want to hear from the mayor yourself, of course, these meetings right now are being live streamed, but they're also, if I show you, this is the secret. They're being live streamed, but it's on the Mississippi Legislature's YouTube page. So you can just go there and watch it. Just go there and look at it. You can actually go back and look at what was there earlier today, where you can actually hear from Mayor Horn if you wanted to. We're going to have complete coverage on our early evening newscast tonight. My colleague Anthony Warren already has a web story with a lot of information up about this if you go to WLBT.com. And so we're going to make sure that we're having a lot. We want you to know that when things happen in the state capitol concerning your city, concerning where you live, that we're going to be covering it and we're going to be giving you the latest information on that. Melissa Price, she's doing well, and I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, doing great. One day closer to the weekend. It's really good to have that. And of course, the weather today has been beautiful, so that helps as well. We appreciate you watching today. We've got a quick word from our sponsor, Jackson Water, but we will see you back here. I will be out tomorrow. I don't know if we'll have somebody in here at 1:00 tomorrow, but I've got a station event or an event, journalism event that I need to attend. But I will see you back here Monday, today at 2:30. First Alert Weather Team is going to be in here giving you an idea of what your weekend is going to be like. It looks like a rainy one, but hopefully it won't be too bad. And of course, for the latest news, weather, and sports, check out WLBT.com, our respective apps. Thank you so much for watching. I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and your host for the WLBT Digital News Desk. We'll see you back here very shortly.
From Jackson Water, is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.